Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to our MLB The Show 18 mini-series leading up to MLB The Show 19. And great news, Cameron Batts of the Texas Rangers winning an MVP. That is right. And that makes the third straight MVP in the American League coming from the West Division. As we continue to look around, see if anyone else won any awards here, I would expect Cameron Batts to be there for the outfield, and he is. 302, 35 homers, and 123 RBIs. That's heck of a lot of production from him. Great job. Congratulations to Cameron Batts. He becomes the third MVP of the series. So, happy for him. Good job, Huskers player. And now we move into the postseason in which the Cardinals will lose to the Dodgers. So let's see. Cardinals, we're looking for Harrison Mann, and he goes 1-for-1 in a pinch hitting opportunity. So he did everything he possibly could in this one, but it wasn't going to be enough to get past the Dodgers. So we will move eventually into the American League, check out what they have for us. And, first we're going to look at this series. We got the Padres sweeping the Reds, and that is Adam Carmichael going 1-for-2 with an RBI. Also had a sacrifice and a stolen base. Good game for him in that one. They needed every bit of production in that one in a 2-1 game. Then he goes 2-for-4, 2 more RBIs. He hits a homer. So 3 RBIs for him already in the series. Then in a 2-1 win for the sweep, he goes 1-for-4. So he's batting .400 for the postseason so far. Very good production from Carmichael. Then the Angels will defeat the Mariners in a sweep as well. And we'll take a look to see how Justin Jones did. He went 3-for-5. 3 runs scored and an RBI. Ekstrom no longer on this squad, sadly to report. And so a big win there. And then 7-4 in another win. And Jones is going to go 0-for-3, but he did get an RBI, so clearly a sac fly, and there it is. He was also hit by a pitch in the game. And then an 8-4 win for the sweep. There's Jones going 1-for-4 with another RBI, a walk and 2 strikeouts. So definitely putting all of the production that he can out there in a sweep. So now it's Angels and the Minnesota Twins. And they will beat the Twins in 6 games in the ALCS. All right, and there he is. Jones going 2-for-3 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. So really good for him. He hit a homer in the game. Then a 5-1 loss. Now, Zoidberg no longer playing for Minnesota, if you were wondering that. Jones, nothing big to report in that game. Obviously, it was a loss, so some of the big players weren't playing as well. And then he goes 0-for-4 in the next game, so not looking too good for him. He was caught stealing. Then he goes 0-for-5. Now it's looking really grim, as now he only has a .250 average throughout the postseason. That is when they give him a rest. They take him out of game number 4. Or game number 5. Now game number 6. And we'll see what he does. He goes 1-for-4 with an RBI. That's not terrible. Remains his .250 average. He hit a solo home run to help out the team there. Then we take a look at the Padres. They lose 7-0 to Philly. Carmichael with an error in the game. Then Carmichael 0-for-5 in the next game. Game number 2. That's not what you want to see. And then Carmichael goes 1-for-4 with a run scored. It's better than the 0-for-5. That's for darn sure. He stole a base in that one, so that was pretty good. Then he would go 1-for-4 again. Now only a .259 average in the postseason. He did have a stolen base in that one as well. And then he would go 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, also a walk. So Carmichael, not a huge factor in that series. He did some things here and there. But moving on to the World Series, and it's a sweep for the San Diego Padres against the Angels. So Carmichael over Justin Jones. Carmichael 0 for 4 with a run scored, a walk, and a strikeout in game number 1, compared to Jones, who did not play in game number 1. Game number 2 was Carmichael going 2 for 4 with a walk and a strikeout and a run scored. And we had Jones go 2 for 4 in the game. So bringing his average up slightly. He didn't do anything big, but just getting a couple timely hits is important. Then in the next game, he would not play again. So Jones, another rest game. 0 for 3 for Carmichael. So strange game there. None of the stars doing it. Then a 2-0 win for the Padres. Jones goes 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice in the game. Carmichael goes 1 for 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. And that gives the San Diego Padres a World Series, and that is actually Adam Carmichael's second World Series ring. First one that he was a starting player. And we'll take a look here. The World Series MVP goes to his teammate Pedro Alonso, who hit .429 with 2 homers, 6 RBIs in the World Series. The postseason MVP goes to a guy who hit 1 homer all postseason. And the Angels have a David Ortiz from the Dominican Republic. How ironic is that? He is a catcher, and he hit 2 home runs in the postseason for the Angels, winning their MVP. So now we advance, and we've got some sad retirements to report to you. Ethan Long has retired. He only pitched about 54.2 innings in the past 4 years with a 3.41 ERA, ends with 158 saves. So I don't think he's going to make the Hall of Fame, but he had some pretty darn good seasons. And unfortunately, in some ways, the teams didn't use him properly. Then we have Brad Givens. This guy was a long-time starting pitcher, but he never really had great numbers. 135 and 161 is his career record. He did have 2 saves late in his career there in 2034 and 2035. His career ERA is a 3.70, but he did have over 2,500 strikeouts, which is pretty cool, but never really had that winning record. He had 13-10 season, a 13-7 season. That was about the best it got for Mr. Givens. So we'll move on into the next year, the 2037 season, and see if anybody can win an award in this one. And it's not looking really good for anyone to really win an award. I don't even see Cameron Batts up here, who has been a staple of recent years. Paris Allen has fallen by the wayside. Just don't see anyone. Adam Carmichael no longer there. Maybe he was lucky to get that last ring because he might not have another shot. I don't see a single one of our boys. It is getting close to the end, boys. I can tell it. I can tell. Here we go. Marlins and Giants. Do the Giants... They have Lynch Jr. still, and he went 1 for 4 with an RBI. Trying to help his Giants out. 1 out of the 2 RBIs that they've gotten all game was due to Lynch Jr. The Marlins do not have a guy. So we're not going to be rooting for them going forward. But they've made it through to the NLDS. Now, White Sox and Rays. The White Sox now featuring, I believe they have Barber on their squad. Yes, Bryce Barber has finally made it to a starting position. And we're just looking for him. Actually, maybe he's not a starter. Maybe he's a backup player. But we'll see if we can find him at all. And he's not there. I'm just not seeing him. How about here? Does he get a chance? No? No chance for Barber there. Alright, so no Barber. How about the Marlins against the Phillies? I'm not sure why I'm looking at the Marlins, to be honest. I don't really know. Couldn't really tell you. The Phillies, I thought had Paris Allen, but I don't think he's there anymore. I think that's the sad truth. I think that's kind of more or less what I'm looking for. Same thing, I think Miami has a guy on backup. I just couldn't tell you exactly who it is. But if I do find him, you'll be the first to know. Watch. Next video, the guy's going to retire, and I'm going to be like, oh, that's the guy I was talking about. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Alright, let's see. I don't see anybody for Philadelphia, so I haven't been worried about Philly, though. I still don't see anybody who could be like a pinch hitter coming off the bench for Miami. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. Alright, we'll move on, and if I do find out, trust me, I'm going to make fun of myself in the next video, which I'm sure everyone would love to see. Alright, so now, White Sox Twins, it's Justin Jones, I think, trying to... Oh, no, it's Barber, Bryce Barber trying to make it through. Bryce Barber not playing. Okay, makes sense to me. How about here? Nope, not playing again. Okay, no Bryce Barbers. No Bryce Barber. Nope. No chance. They're not even giving him an opportunity, not even a pinch hit, not even playing defense like Jacob Allen used to do all the time. Nothing. Not even giving him a look. Not even a peek. Nothing there either. Wow. Barber's got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, so we go to the World Series, White Sox and Reds. And the White Sox are going to lose it to the Reds. So the Reds have won a World Series. That's going to make Radio happy, being a Reds fan. It'll make Alpo happy, being a Reds fan. The only problem is Alpo was on the Reds for a while and didn't get a chance there. Bryce Barber got a pinch hit opportunity, and he struck out. Wow. In a win, no less. But hey, at least Bryce Barber got in it. He got in the game in a World Series. There he is again. He went 0 for 1 with a strikeout. There you go. He was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in the World Series. So they will lose the World Series. I was looking at the retirements next year. I didn't see anybody interesting outside of Santiago, which is literally the greatest name ever. And then we have Jacob Allen is going to retire as a 56 overall. He was 39 years old at the time of retirement. Played second, short, left, center, right. Hasn't played for the last 2 years. He's been a free agent. Career batting average of .248. Only 27 home runs in his entire career. Mostly a defensive substitute his whole life. Look, he played in over 2,000 games, but only had 1,000 at-bats. Crazy story arc for this man right here. And kind of sad, actually, to kind of hear it. There is Caleb Boyd. He was a 60 overall at time of retirement. 41 years old. The guy made it a while. But he hasn't really played. He didn't play last year at all. Played for Toronto just a little bit, only 3 innings. And played the rest of his career with Pittsburgh. So, mostly a Pirate. A 3.15 ERA. Not too bad, and a winning record. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Plenty more great content.